Tonight here in Richland County, as county leaders covered a lot of ground in a meeting that took place tonight with the Richland County Council. They talked about everything from funding for Riverbanks Zoo to COVID relief funding and how it will be allocated. News 19's Peyton Lewis has the story.
A 2-hour council meeting for Richland County had some big outcomes for local tourism and COVID relief funding, starting with potential cabins for Congaree National Park.
I have an Airbnb. It's about 30 or 40 minutes from here. I think that if the cabins were closer and if they allowed pets, then, I definitely would have. It would have been nice to be a little closer to the park.
Before the meeting, I caught up with Congaree tourist Beth Gustin to ask how she would feel about the addition of cabins and a campsite. Although she liked the idea of a closer place to stay, she did not want any construction to disrupt the nature in the area.
I understand that this is a little different because the cabins wouldn't actually be inside the park, so it's a little bit of a different dynamic there.
Council voted to approve the concept of fixing bridges in the park and supported the cabins at Mill Creek and Cabin Branch properties adjacent to Congaree. Keeping with the topic of tourism, council members then discussed approving a local tax to help support the Riverbanks Zoo in collecting $80 million for projects they've been talking about since mid-May, but the council denied the request.
In good conscience, I cannot say that I would vote to support the zoo and raise taxes, and I didn't do it for education.
COVID relief funding for 5 Midlands organizations was also on the table. Council voted to approve more than $1 million for libraries, rec centers, Midlands Tech, and organizations that help the community with homelessness and mental health. Columbia resident Josh Poncho believes funding should be allocated towards helping people in the community rather than tourism.
Taxation for mental health over the zoo.
The next county council meeting will be next Tuesday. Reporting in Columbia, Peyton Lewis, News 19 WLTX.
Well, funding for the Riverbanks Zoo is still being considered in Lexington County. If it is approved there, the process of considering funding for the zoo could restart here in Richland County.